Well, ahoy there, mateys. We are going to wrap up the whole school year now with 9.4. It says measures of variation. What we're going to do is called the range, and that's it. And then we're done with the book. Woo! Okay, here we go. So we're going to start with a little warm up, just a reminder of what mean, median, and mode are. We're just going to do number one here. So for number one, what is the mode? Correct. It is 13. That is the number that shows up more than any other number. For number one here, what is the median? Okay, hopefully you remember to put those numbers in order, and you would have figured out that the median is 8. And what is the mean? Okay, to get the mean, you have to add up all 7 of these numbers and then divide by 7, and you end up getting a mean of 9. So when you add them all up, divide by 7, you get 9. That's the mean. The number in the middle, when they're in order, is 8. That's the median. And the number that shows up more often than any other number is 13. That is the mode. Okay, that is going to be 90% of your test for Chapter 9. The other 10% of your test will be on range. So let's take a look at these 3 sets of values. We have set 1 that has these numbers. Set 2 has these numbers. And set 3 has these numbers. And it's talking about the spread. So which of these, between these 3 sets, which of these is the most spread out set of numbers? Okay, if you said set 2, you are correct. Which of these 3 sets is the least spread out? If you said set 3, you are correct. Now, how do we understand that? How do we get there? The way we get there is called the range. And what the range is you, for set 1, you would take the biggest number, which is 100, and subtract the smallest number, which is 92. That gives you a range of 8. That tells you that the whole set of numbers varies by only 8. Okay? Set 2, the biggest number, 92. The smallest number, 74. You subtract 92 minus 74, that's 18. So set 2 is spread out by 18 numbers. Set 1's only spread out by 8 numbers. And then if you look at set 3, our biggest number is 92, and our smallest number is 88. So 92 minus 88 is 4. So set 3 is only spread out by 4 numbers. They're very close together. So that is called the range, is when you take the maximum, the biggest number, subtract the minimum, the smallest number, and that tells you how spread out your data is. That's called the range. Okay, so here we have a table with all sorts of different lengths of Burmese pythons. Delicious. And it says to find and interpret the range for their lengths. So you have 10 different pythons here. See if you can figure out what is the range of the lengths of pythons. If you said 13.5, you completely understand range. Well done. If you didn't, we'll go through it. Here's how you do it. So you find the least value and the greatest value. It helps to put them in order from the smallest to the biggest. So 5 is the smallest python, 5 feet. That's a giant python, but it gets all the way up to 18 and a half feet. 18.5 feet is the biggest python. So to find the range, you subtract 18.5 minus 5, 13 and a half. 13.5 is the range in this set of data. Now, range is not a type of average. So mean, median, and mode are all ways to do typical values. The range just tells you how spread out your values are. So range itself is not a central measure or an average or typical value. All right, one more example of range. So the ages of people in line for a roller coaster are listed there. Find and interpret the range of their ages. So what is the range in ages of people in line for the roller coaster? So again, to find the range, it's easier sometimes to put them in order from smallest to biggest. The biggest number on here is 52. The smallest or youngest person on this roller coaster line is 11. 52 minus 11 is 41. So the range in ages is 41 years. All right, it is now your turn to take some notes. Okay, range is called a measure of variation, and it basically describes how data is distributed. There's other measures of variations called interquartile ranges. We are not going to get into that that'll be later. So you'll get to that next year or the year after. All that we're going to do for 9.4 is range. Okay, and the way you find the range, this is the same example we just did with the pythons, is you put the numbers in order from least to greatest to make it easier to see, the largest number, and then subtract the smallest number. So the range is the greatest value minus the smallest value. And that's it. That's how you find range. That tells you how spread out things are. Okay, you may encounter a problem like this. This is about as difficult. Let me go back to these. Okay, I'll put it back on here at the end of the video. This is about as difficult as you're going to see for problems. So you're going to have to create a set of data that has 6 values. You're going to have to use your vast knowledge of mean, median, mode, and range to come up with a list of numbers that has a median of 20 and varies by 20 from least to greatest. So it also has a range of 20. All right, so if you see something like this on Big Ideas, it might help to draw 6 little lines that'll be your spots to put the numbers in. The range has to be 20. So the biggest minus the smallest has to equal 20. So if you do 4 as your smallest number and 24 as your biggest number, and then the 2 numbers in the middle have to average out to 20 because it has a median of 20, then you can fill in whatever you want for this second number and the second to last number. And there you go. Boom. Done. That is about as difficult as anything you will see on your 9.4 homework or on the test. So if you understand mean, median, mode, and range, you are totally set for this test, but you still got to do 9.4 Big Ideas. There's only one of them. There's not a mild or a spicy. And then the review for Chapter 9 will also be available in Big Ideas. The test will be early next week, and then we're going to be done with math. Woo! Of all the graded stuff anyway. So congratulations. You've made it through 9.4. Work on Big Ideas. Come see me or Miss Rude, or send me an email if you need any help. Good luck, and I will see you in our next live session. Arr!